aha Ghanatube so modofo snowy masan so atenase ensem ahodo a ekoso ewo omega ni mu no onsa beka busiafo matenase se no makwakoje emwa bebre de apa na intempa no ye hakotie nia ekoso ewo omani ne ba busiafo me demo atwaso.
Let me stay with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, since you brought us a foreign affairs story. VIP in private jet, Ablakwa's integrity on the line. This is in the news center, and the editor of Okudzeto is writes that the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Okudzeto Ablakwa, is facing growing storm of public backlash and calls for his resignation following the resurfacing of a viral video in which he vowed to step down if any future government he served in ever chartered a private jet for official travel. The video, widely circulated across social media platforms, was recorded during the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So the story is giving us the instances the vice president returns aboard a private jet, and they are talking about Ablakwa's fierce record against jet spending, taking the fight to parliament, now the test of conviction, and they are asking whether he's going to resign or not, and basically they are weighing the matter whether it's political hypocrisy or maturity.
I think I have that sound. Okay, so let me share it with you. I have that sound. Listen to Ablakwa.
NDC banani pa wodi animu no kofi fasa private jet now who are been you resign.
I'll resign because what resign why shall I stay there? Me resign because the mayor is on principle and yet personal and yes say me time President Akufo-Addo and as I mean President Akufo-Addo. It's the principle. It's about protecting the public purse.
Hey, Sabrina, education minister na oda olem kuse mo abe resign.
Oh, me resigning. My resigning free appointments committee of parliament.
So that's Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa speaking on our sister station Adum FM with the Puki Arini. Arini, okay. So he says, as a matter of principle.
Yes.
Principle. He would resign.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now he's a minister?
Yeah.
When is he resigning?
That's a good question.
Or the principles have changed?
Because the vice president came into the country with a private jet. What has changed?
Yes, Doc. We welcome our vice president. Clearly, ill health and sickness is not one that needs to be politicized. Unfortunately, during the time of the MPP, our vice president then, Dr. Bawumia, had issues and had to go to the UK for medical care. We heard the brouhaha, we saw and heard the political capital people mounted out of it. And even before that, in 2016, we had officials of the NDC arrogating onto themselves the medical certificate to go on TV to pronounce certain diagnoses on people, to the extent that then candidate Akufo-Addo was said to have prostate cancer and all that. Politicized everything, including our health. Then unfortunately, you get the opportunity to come back to power and something happens to our vice president. I mean, we heard what the social media activists, had to say on it. But of course, from our perspective, and for someone like me in the profession, it's one thing we never have to politicize. I mean, it can happen to anyone at any time. So when it comes to issues of health, we need to depoliticize issues of health. So we are grateful the vice president is back, and what has become part of the discussions of her return is the fact that she came in a private jet. People have quoted huge sums of money to the tune of around $200,000 per hour, $180,000 per hour to transport our vice president back into the country. And then a video also surfaced of our foreign minister, who then in opposition berated the MPP administration, berated His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And even there was a huge propaganda that was made out of it, that the president then refused to shower or bath in his home before traveling. He rather preferred bathing in private jets for the water to spread or spray onto Ghanaians on Namuwim and Awodware in planes. And it became a huge political issue to the extent that the then ranking member for Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament, now Foreign Affairs Minister, is on record to say that if it happens in the NDC that any government official travels with a private jet, he would resign on principle. It's the reason why a lot of people are calling for his resignation. I mean, you said it clearly. You were not pushed, you were not coerced from your own volition. You said it. That indeed, if it happens in the administration, you are going to resign. It's the reason why we are here today. Ghanaian youth on social media, everywhere, activists, commentaries, everywhere. People are calling for him to do the needful based on principle. But of course, if we were able to depoliticize those things, rather find solutions as to why government officials, president, vice president were using certain means of transportation instead of what we are known or we know for them to use, probably would have had a long political discussion about it to know the best way forward for the country. But we made political out of it, political capital for people's health, political capital out of president and vice president travels, and today the reality is dawned on you and you need to take a decisive action. Ending with the front page my brother read, let's seek justice for our continent. President Mahama yesterday on the AU Day. Africa for its people before our borders. Without the people of Africa, there is no Africa. We are in a country where people rose,
well,
had issues.
Technically, if you're looking at
issues,
the nation state and what makes a nation a nation, it's not just the territory. It's not just the people. The people are there. The territory is there. I said
the people and its territory.
There must be all of these in place.
Of course, it's a whole cocktail. I just mentioned a few. And if we are indeed seeking justice for Africa and its people, where is the justice within our own country? We had people who believed the Chief Justice had done something wrong and went ahead to petition the president to at least look into those issues. They were given a hero's applause. And the president set up committee, whatever prima facie case, the lawyers would give more legal background to it and went ahead to suspend our Chief Justice. And then we had another person, same Ghanaian, who stood up and petitioned the president that the people you seek to lead the investigations or to lead the inquiry, they've been found in a certain, in quote, compromised position. So therefore, I'm bringing the footage to you and I'm bringing the same petition or similar petition others brought to you, yet someone is treated differently. Where is the justice in this? What was the crime of Kumi in just presenting the petition to the president? It was a matter of just taking the petition, looking into it, looking at the merit or demerit of the matter, and decide. Yet we had state security apparatus descending heavily on an innocent Ghanaian simply because he had petitioned the president. In the same case, those who previously petitioned are said to have done a yeoman's job. Someone stood up, a young man stood up and petitioned the president on matters arising on the same issue, and state security, state apparatus descended heavily on him and his family to the extent that the wife is reported to have miscarried. The innocent fetus paid the ultimate price. Where is the justice we are talking about? Where is the liberation we are talking about on AU Day? That unborn fetus had so much potential to come and work to help Africa and to help Ghana. But because of the selective justice we had over the weekend, a fetus has paid the ultimate price. So we need to go beyond the rhetoric and rather leave the talks and the words we churn out or we say in public or during such occasions. The message we put out, indeed, if we are calling for justice, then justice was not done to Kumi and his unborn fetus.
Yo, ya have got here and some no about bit me and the comments about comment section. Measure I can kind of na Eddie Amofe make I will say aha Ghanatube so in some air by or my Ghana Nina no on sa Ebeka on subscribe na so found sa emi notification bell no so send your bear and send no ye de tuma na wenya no in tempa so sisi ade makram.